Hello and welcome, people of the internet. This is Clever Witty Gaming, and today we're going to be talking about why WildCard Studios are absolute trash and why the people at Hello Games are amazing at what they do. So this is a comparison video because of what I've seen in the last 24 hours, or should I say the last couple of weeks between both studios. And believe it or not, I used to support strongly more for WildCard, but I really do not, not anymore, should I say. And I really have actually come to, wise up over the past half a year who is a better developer and who is really ripping off their fans. So last night, the people at WildCard released a new trailer for an expansion pack for Ark Survival Evolved called The Aberration. It's a sci-fi add-on. Proper, like, sort of, what was that film? The Avatar by James Cameron. That sort of thing. Looks very much like that. The problem with that is the game's only just been released, right, guys? So that means that they have now released the DLC 2 days after release. It was the 29th it came out, so it's 3 days. We'll say 3 or 4 days, okay? Which means that it must have been being worked on before release, which means normally stuff like this takes a long time. To build a whole map and a whole new creature. Basically, they built a new version of Ark from the ground up, which means the past couple of years their focus hasn't been on their main game, guys. It hasn't been on the Ark basic game. It's been on their DLC maps. So you haven't been getting the content and the work promise that you're asked for. And the game runs like absolute trash. It's one of the worst running games ever. And now I'm going to compare that to No Man's Sky. Okay, which is going to say it's a completely different game, I know. But in ways of development, I'm going to compare it. So we look at No Man's Sky. It came out, it didn't come out to everyone's expectations. Let's be honest. No Man's Sky was disappointing for some. Even if you enjoyed it, you still somehow you felt disappointed about what you saw from E3 and what you didn't get. Now, they've actually been working to rectify this over a year. And over the year, we've had patches which has made the game more stable. This has been my personal experience while on console for me. For me, it's been more stable. We've got new textures. We're getting a lot more content that we have asked for, and not what the devs just think, oh no, that's cool, we'll stick that in. I mean, there is some of that, but most of the time it's all been stuff that we agree with developers. Apart from it being a bit grindy, the content is generally good. It's good stuff. It's what we want from this sort of game. This is an exploration space game, so the fact that they're adding more sort of combat stuff and more of a co-op experience is absolutely amazing. And they are really listening to player feedback. Every time there's a bug, if you look on their Twitter, and someone complains, they actually respond whether they know about it or not, and whether and how long it's going to be before they actually start working on a fix. So if you've been emailing them, you need to Twitter them. They respond to public stuff a lot more faster. But yeah, the guys at Hello Games, in my opinion, are far better developers. They've been supporting their player base. Their game may have been bugged, but they've fixed it over the past year. Now, let's go back to Ark Survival Evolved with WildCard Studios. So, with WildCard Studios, it's not been a good time. So, initially the game came out and it was poorly optimized. Now, I say poorly optimized, it was fucking trash. And once the game came out, they sort of, it was out in early access. They said, oh, okay, we know about the bugs, we know that there's a frame rate problems, we're going to fix that on full release. So on full release, we're going to fix everything which is going to be wrong, so it'll be ready and stable for full release. Bullshit. I mean, that is one of the biggest lies I've ever said. It has not been fixed at any time during the duration of development. It's been getting worse. The game just does not run. It's now got to the point after the last major patch, I can't even load up my original save because it's so laggy, because I decided to build something more than a fucking hut that, you cannot run the game without the intensity of lag everywhere. And then let's go also remember and say that they're going to fix everything on release. look, it's been released now. The bugs are worse than they were before. You're making content. You've been working on content before you finished the main content. This is the second time you've done that. Don't forget, we haven't fucking forgotten about Scorched Earth, for God's sake, guys. And I was willing to forgive you for that because I know about the fucking lawsuit. Okay? Because one of you decided to hire a developer that hadn't finished his contract with a different fucking publisher. So you guys are absolute liars, WildCard Studio. In fact, you're worse than Activision. At least when Activision lie and shit, they can release a full game, okay? A working game. Call of Duty, I know people moan about Call of Duty, but at least when it comes out, they're going to tell you to your face that it's going to come with 4 DLCs, that it's going to come with, okay, apart from coming with the new guns, but everyone seemed to expect that by now. But at least the fucking guns, you know, aren't locked behind a paywall. If you want to try out the new guns and stuff in Ark, oh, yep, that's a paywall, guys, pay us our money. People say, oh, no, but it's not that much of a paywall. People at WildCard Studios, they are doing something different. They're putting a, so like allowing people to spawn in the creatures. What people don't know how to do that on the menu. Oh, but they should learn. Why should they learn? Like, if it's meant to be part of the game, why aren't they sticking these creatures on the main map? They don't, because if you don't know how to do that, if you don't know how to spawn in these creatures, which are part of the DLC, then it's going to force you to buy it. That's why I don't put it on the new map. That's why I don't update the island with the cool creatures and stuff. Not because it won't aesthetically, you know, fix it, or what do you call it? It won't work, however you want to say. Guys, that's not the point how I'm saying it. But the point is that these guys at WildCard Studios are scamming their fans. How Microsoft and Sony have let them do that, I don't initially blame them, but you know, they need to really get on their ass and say, what the fuck are you doing? I mean, let's also look at what Ark done with the release of Ark Survival than they said about Xbox One X coming. So when they said Xbox One X is coming, they said that the game is going to be running on PC Epic settings, okay, and at 60 FPS. That's what Ark, the guy Ark from Jesse said during the E3 broadcast. He probably deleted all footage and all stuff like that by now because he's a dirty bastard like that and he plays dirty. Now, when it came to getting closer, like it's not out yet obviously, it's One X, but it's getting closer. About a few weeks ago, or a week ago, maybe it might have been about a month. It's been a long time since I started YouTube, so like I haven't really had a chance to dig too much onto their Twitter to make a complaint about something else with the game, because I'm not going to reward them for anything that's sticking in because it's all paywall. Anyway, basically he said, oh, now the game was going to be running on high settings at 30 FPS. We could probably get the game back on low settings, which is on console, which is a medium on console, currently on Xbox One and PlayStation 4, running at 60 FPS on the what's it called? On the Xbox One X. But the thing is, it doesn't even run at 30 FPS on console. It doesn't run at any of these speeds that he's talking about. It doesn't run at any of these statistics he's talking about. Does he know what he's doing? Is he just there as creating the content and then just saying, hey, you know what, fuck it, let's not play the game, let's just develop it? I swear he doesn't actually play the game. He doesn't go home, he doesn't have an Xbox, he doesn't buy the game on the Xbox and say, do you know what the fuck we're doing? What are we doing to our fans? This is it's disgusting. And Microsoft and Sony need to kick their ass and say, if you do not get it running at a decent speed, then you'll be forced to refund the players out of your accounts. That's what needs to happen, because people should not have to buy a game for it to get worse and for them to be working on DLC content during fucking development. That's one of the worst developments. This makes them worse than Activision. This really does. Because at least with Activision, if they're going to be upfront and they are going to sell you DLC, and you know it's coming with Activision, it's pretty obvious, and they do announce stuff like nowadays that the supply drops and stuff are coming. They even said during an interview that there will be new guns and stuff at some point coming into the game. We all know it to be true, but with WildCard Studios, they straight up lie to your face. And there's been so much proof on the internet of lying from the guys at WildCard. So, you know, it just shows how good the developers at Hello Games are, how much work they put into their game. They don't, I mean, I know you're going to say there's lying at launch. I don't blame it on them. I blame that on Sony, completely on Sony for that. The game was rushed. We all know it's rushed. It's such a shame that this had to happen, and you know, it really put a good development team, Hello Games, on a bad spot, because we know that since obviously this happened, they've been working tirelessly to get the game fixed. There's going to be somebody who disagree with me there. That's fine. This is an opinion. It's all about, you know, everyone sharing opinions. That's what makes the world of games a better place, and we just need to respect people's opinions. Which, you know, I've noticed lately on my comment section, it's not been people haven't been so respectful. They've been, you know, cutting entire cultures. So, you know, let's keep the culture of like shaming and naming shit to someone else's comments, please, because you know, this is about being respectful, and this is about games here, not about swearing at each other. Even though I'm swearing at developers, because this is about games though, because they're ruining good games. Okay, apart from the people at Hello Games are improving good games. They're making it good, should I say, they're making it better, actually, is the word I prefer to say. Anyway guys, apart from me rambling on, thank you very much for coming along to see this video. I want to know what you guys think as well about this. I don't know if anyone else here is an Arch player as well, how you feel about the mistreatment, or if you feel like you haven't been mistreated, let me know in the comments. Because I personally feel like, as someone who's bought the game twice, once on PC, once on console, on Xbox, that I feel pretty cheated out of my money, and that I want to, you know, if I could, fucking Arch, Jesse, if you watch this, I want a refund. I really do, dude. You fucked the game up so bad, and you know, I want a refund because it is so unplayable. It's a mess. It's a full release mess now, and you can't say it's not full release anymore, because it is. It's officially full release. So there we are, guys. See you later, guys. Yeah, subscribe if you like.